Started day 1 by spawning in and breaking some trees. I mean, what else do you do on the first day? Also found some pumpkins near spawn on day 1. Thought they could make some pretty good decoration, or maybe I could make some pumpkin pie with them later. Found this very unique, kind of floating island, very mountainous area, and I decided this is where I was going to make my base at. The only problem with basing into a mountain is that you have to mine out the entire inside of it, but hey, at least you get a ton of cobblestone from it. Also started a small farm. It's not much now, but it'll grow into something. Somehow got my hands on an iron ingot on day 1. Don't know what I'll do with one iron ingot, but I'll take it. Hit the ground running by getting some wool on day 2. Don't realize how long a Minecraft day is until you spend the whole night awake. Also sailed out to get some oak logs. Every old school base is made of oak, so you know how to grab some for myself. Didn't do much else on day 2, but I did renovate my base a little bit before bed. Ended day 2 and started day 3 the same way, renovating my base. I also started building the staircase down to my kitchen on top of that. I didn't really have a plan for how I wanted this to look or feel. I just kind of started doing stuff and it kind of went from there. Even what I'm doing right now isn't close to the final product. I just throw stuff at a wall and see what sticks. Didn't much care for the wooden walls I put up on day 3, so I decided to replace them with stone bricks. Went caving on day 4, and I don't mean to be that guy, but like, this is what people mean when they say Minecraft is too easy. Like, I already have 3 diamonds on day 4. Never mind, I take it back. Minecraft is not too easy. I just got 3 tapped by a skeleton. You guys are not gonna believe what happened again. I kinda wanted a checkerboard pattern in the kitchen. It seemed pretty fitting, and so I decided to use deep slate and diorite. I don't actually ever see people use diorite that often, so I figured I'd take the liberty and use it myself this time. I was gonna go mining until I saw 4 skeletons by the mineshaft entrance, and I'm sorry, I'm just not fighting that. It's not worth it. You know, damage has been a consistent problem so far, so I decided to make a full set of iron gear. Unfortunately, the iron gear does not matter when there's like 50 skeletons that all take half your health with one shot, so I died again. You may be wondering why I don't just make a shield, and that's because I'm trying to stay true to Legacy Console Edition, because, you know, obviously you couldn't use shields in a Legacy Console, and shields are arguably the most overpowered combat-based item in Minecraft, so I kinda don't like them. Don't hate a man for appreciating the small things in life. You just never see anybody make charcoal. Oak wood is still the predominant wood type that I need, so I'm really trying to emphasize planting more oak trees around instead of birch. Food's kind of an issue, so I expanded my farm at the start of day 7. Don't mind me, just trying to figure out where the bone meal is in the crafting menu, because I don't know where it is. Guys, I found the bone meal. Went back to the mines and I found a dungeon. Decided to torch it up. I wanted to use it for a spawner later. Went back to actually plant seeds in the farm that I expanded. Thought that might be a good idea. Okay. Decided to keep working on the farm after my untimely death. Started day 8 by getting some more diorite. Needed it for the floor in the kitchen. Mainly spent all day working on the kitchen. Wanted to have a more cohesive base instead of just one room, leading to a very work in progress area. Also started kind of brainstorming on ideas for a sort of storage room or a storage closet. Yeah, the storage closet idea didn't last very long. I demolished it immediately. On a more positive note, found a door frame I liked for the kitchen. You know, you don't see a whole lot of brick used in modern Minecraft, so I figured I'd take up the mantle and incorporate it into my kitchen somehow. I decided to turn the storage closet area into an entire hallway, as opposed to just one room. I wanted the hallway to branch to the rest of the base, and I'd build from there. I also started the entrance to my mines. I wanted to have a separate area away from the cave that I could actually mine in. Started off day 11 by failing to find where the cauldron was. Let's go, boys. Hey guys, I found the cauldron. Added a smidge of decoration to the kitchen. Just a little bit too bland for my taste before. Decided to finally acknowledge the front of my house and actually make a balcony instead of whatever I had before. You know, I really do love that you can rotate logs, but man, it is just like one of the most finicky things ever. Had to incorporate glass in the balcony. If you know, you know. And I finally got around to finalizing the checkerboard design on the main room. Decided to go with oak logs instead of oak planks. Oh boy, a cave. I sure hope it's big and expansive and full of resources. Ah, just kidding, it's a dead end. Started working on designing the hallway to the kitchen. It was a little bland right now. Figured a cobblestone border with an oak plank interior would look pretty nice. The only problem with designing the stairs like that is that since they're connected directly to my base, I have to design the rest of the base with that in mind. You know, I did that thing where you don't really pay attention to how big you build something, so I kind of messed up the dimensions on the stairs, but it's okay. We roll with it. Didn't do much day 15, just spent all of it working on the staircase. Don't ask how that happened. I started day 16 by setting up the dimensions for the new storage room though. The things I do for nice wooden floors. Yeah, I ended up not filling in the whole floor with logs anyway, so it didn't matter. You know, it's not much, but I'm surprised I managed to get all of it done in one day. Usually that would take me like 3 or 4. Didn't have any plans for organization. I was just gonna sort it out when I needed to. Started day 17 by finishing the pattern on my floor. Alright, back to the mines. Sorry guys, there's no audio day 17. Had to pick up a Discord call. I plan on using these rails eventually. That's why I keep picking them up when I see them. I just don't have anything to use them for yet. I walked out of the mines with more rails than I did actual ores. I guess you could call this productive.
Alright, back to farming on day 19. Yeah, day 19 wasn't that productive. I kind of just worked on my makeshift mine shaft the entire day and didn't get any results. Yes, I love making it all the way to bedrock and not finding a single cave. It's my favorite. Yes. You know, the one good thing that I got from the mine shaft is that I had a ton of deep slate now, but that's really about it. Got the hot stuff achievement on day 21. I know. You don't have to tell me. Oh, let's go. Finally found a cave. Get to some real mining now. It's just another dead end, you thought. You thought. Didn't want to go back to the mines on day 22. I'm just so tired of mining with no results. Also started terraforming the land. For what? Nothing. I never actually did anything with it. And more farming. You never have enough food. Tamed a horse on day 23. Made land travel a lot easier. Rode my steed all the way to a village and took all of their hay bales. Sorry, just can't pass the hay bales up. It's easy food. Also took some potatoes and carrots with me. Not that I'd need them, it's just nice to have them anyway. Tried to get my horse into a boat, just wouldn't take to it. And as fast as we met, we had to say goodbye, because I just was not building a bridge for a horse. Started putting down water for a farm that I never built on day 24. I guess it's nice to have the infinite water source anyway though. We started capitalizing off the dungeon I found in the mine shaft. Seemed like easy EXP and mob loot to me. The design is kind of primitive, but it works. Not a very complex builder. I'm sorry, I had to include this. This bat just got aimbotted by this skeleton. Did a little bit of exploring outside of the mine shaft and found some diamonds. Not a bad haul. Yeah, most of day 26 was just spent trying to get back to the base. At this point, I was really starting to pile up on my deep slit and my cobblestone. I didn't like how unintentional the base looked on the outside, so I tried to make it look a bit more intentional by adding some support beams to keep the base up. Also made this bridge to connect my base and the floating islands. Just thought it'd be cool. I'm not gonna lie though, I kinda don't like how it looks, and if I ever come back to this world, then I'm definitely gonna redo this bridge. Put all that cobblestone I gathered up to use on day 29. Started working on the base expansion using all the stone bricks I got from smelting the cobblestone. For most of my builds, I usually just go with the flow and see whatever happens. You know, I throw stuff at the wall, see what sticks, but for this I kinda needed to build out the dimensions and see how big I needed it to be, because I know I wanted a spiral staircase. You know, for somebody who's never built a spiral staircase, I'll take it. This isn't bad. I needed more stone and I wanted to work on my mob farm, so I figured I'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone and just do both. Now I know Deep Slate wasn't in Legacy Console Edition, but I figured it's a mob farm that's pretty deep underground, and I've got a ton of it. I need to get it out of my chest, so I'm like, you know what, might as well use it. Because I need stone, I need to get this out of my chest. I mean, it's a win-win. Alright, back to smelting cobblestone. I needed a way to get in and out of the mob farm, and I figured dark oak would have fit with the aesthetic pretty nicely. You know, even after lighting this cave up more than it was already lit when I found it the first time, there's still like a bajillion zombies here. Almost died trying to get in and out of my mob farm. Yeah, I don't know, skeletons just do so much damage, it's actually insane. I'm not gonna lie, this is just one of those things where it looks a lot better in your head and then you do it and then it's just not as good. On a more positive note, I did add some more depth to the hallway, so it actually did look a lot better than it did before. Started working on the hallway, and I've come to realize as of late that a lot of my gameplay has just been base renovation. I mean, I don't know if you could count the mob farm as part of the base, but I've just been building in general a lot. Decided to make a proper staircase from the ground to my balcony, showing the outside of my base some love. You know, I had to spruce it up and add some variety in there, so I put the cobblestone stairs in the middle of the wood one to kind of give it that extra oomph. You know, I'm starting to notice a trend about how annoying it is to place down blocks that have different orientations, like stairs and logs. Spent all of day 38 looking for a cave. Yep. Found a cave on day 39, starting off the right way. You know, for as garbage as the caves are around my base, at least this one gave me a diamond. Not much more I can ask for. Accidentally got a music disc on day 40. Didn't show myself picking it up, but trust me when I say that I actually got it. Found some axolotls in the cave while I was mining, and you already know I had to take them with me, and got the cutest predator achievement. Put the little goober axolotl in my pond next to my farm. Never saw him again after this, by the way.
YouTube compression is gonna have a field day with this clip. Started carving out an area where I was gonna make my portal room. I needed to get to the Nether, and I figured now was a pretty good time to get on that. My plan was to have a staircase leading up to the portal, to give that sort of ominous feeling. I thought that would look pretty cool. Ha! That's what she said. So I may or may not have spent days 43 and 44 being lost in the Nether for almost an hour. So, yeah. Oops. Fun fact, you can smelt netherrack to get nether bricks. It's kind of a niche thing, but I like to slow down and take in the niche details every once in a while. Trust in the process. I'm cooking. I can see the vision. Look, I'm one for appreciating the small niche, finer details of something, but maybe getting a bunch of netherrack wasn't the greatest idea when I could have just found a nether fortress and gone from there. Made some pillars out of the quartz I found in the nether. It's not much, but I think they look pretty nice. Also ignore that I've been focusing on this build for the last couple of days. I don't know why, I just kind of tunnel visioned in on this build. Took a break from building the portal room to find some actual resources, and I actually got a decent amount of diamonds. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all, I don't remember finding this many diamonds. Oh, yo, just keep them coming. Alright, break's over, time to get back to work. Completely unintentional, but I accidentally made a wither design on the walls with the deep slate and the netherrack. You know, sometimes I only do 1 or 2 things in a day. Not like 10 or 11. Which, I guess kinda makes for slow progress, but it lets me slow down, enjoy the game. Really thinking about what I'm doing. Anyway, enough of that. I got jump scared by a raider on day 53. Now that all the pieces are in place, you can actually see the final product just a little bit and it looks nice. Didn't cross my mind at all that killing the bannerhead villagers gave you the voluntary exile achievement. And the status effect, I kind of forgot about that. Oops. Just spent all of day 55 mining netherrack and finishing off the roof of the portal room. Didn't have much else to do and I just wanted to finish it up. Pretty proud of this room. Not like a master builder or anything, but it represents exactly what I was going for and I'm really proud of it. It looks nice. Took it easy day 56, just did some work around the house. Put some paintings around the base. I'm honestly really happy with how the paintings turned out around the base. It doesn't feel like they stick out too much, they just blend in perfectly. Ended off day 56 by farming. It's pretty much just right-clicking the same spot and profiting, so I don't know if you can call this farming, but you know. Put the fruits of my labor to good use at the start of day 57. Golden carrots are like the best food on Java, which, funny enough, doesn't stand true on console edition, but I figured I'd use them anyway. Really went exploring in the Nether today now that I had my portal room done. I didn't find a Nether fortress, which was the one thing I actually needed, but I did get a lot of quartz. And I ended off day 58 by mining for more obsidian. Didn't want a repeat of what happened on day 43. Started preparing for an expedition on day 59. In case I haven't made it clear, there's really nothing near my base. There's no nether fort, there's no good caves. I just found a lot of dead ends and a lot of empty nether space, so I really need to get away from my base so I can actually find some decent resources to actually make some substantial progress. Forgot about my bad omen status effect and I accidentally started a raid. Oops. I'm sorry, I'm just not leaving without the hay bales. They're too good and free to pass up. Figured I went far enough from my base and I decided to build my nether portal here. The idea is that I can make a portal here and see if I get a good spawn, then I can just travel the rest of the way through the nether since it's faster than the overworld. Well, the spawn isn't good. It's not bad though, I guess. Found a bastion. I kinda looted it. Kinda didn't. I'll take the gold, but going in and risking my life is just way too risky for the reward. Don't ask me how long I've been in the nether. It's been way too long. Started trading with piglins. I didn't have any obsidian, and I'm sorry, I'm just not walking all the way back to my portal. I farmed a ton of endermen while I was here. I didn't want to have to come back, I'm really tired of the nether, so I just got it done while I was here. Ended off day 63 by finally getting out of the nether. I'm just so tired of this dimension. And started day 64 by mining up the obsidian from my nether portal. Gotta keep the obsidian where I can. Wasn't gonna quite hit home yet, so I decided to set up a temporary camp. You know, this is just one of those things where you build it and it looks a lot better in your head, and then you do it and it doesn't look that good. Oh, I actually found a cave on day 66. Let's hope it's good. Alright, not bad, not bad, looking promising. Oh yeah. Jackpot. You know, if there's one thing I can appreciate about modern Minecraft, it is the cave generation. It gives you stuff like this. I'm not gonna show all of them. Just know that I got a lot of diamonds. Exhibit A and Exhibit B. Pretty much spent all of day 69 just trying to get back home. I had a ton of loot, wasn't trying to lose it. Home sweet home on day 70. I spoiled myself a little bit, made a full set of diamond gear. Don't mind if I do. Now that I actually have diamonds though, I can work on the enchantment room that I've been meaning to work on for like forever now. See, the plan here is that I wanted to have like an oak plank border around where the enchantment table should be. I put redstone lamps in the corners of where the enchantment table was going to be. Gives it a little majestic vibe. Don't mind me, I'm just using some deep slate to throw some variety into the room. Found out the hard way that I didn't actually have any redstone, so I had to go mine for some more. Totally unintentional, but I accidentally made a sand's eye design on my wall. I'll take it though, it looks pretty cool. Also threw in some crying obsidian above the redstone lamps. Thought it looked pretty cool having it drip down. Went ahead and put some redstone torches under the lamps to power them. I'm not redstone savvy enough to actually make a functioning light switch. Spruced up the hallway a little bit while I was at it with some chiseled stone bricks. Day 73 marked the start of my conquest for leather. In hindsight, I could have just killed 2 birds with 1 stone by finding the stronghold and taking the bookshelves from there, but I kinda didn't think about that, I'm not gonna lie. Also tried to pick up any sugarcane I saw on my way back, cause you know I needed paper. Finally made it back to my base on day 77, and it's pretty safe to say I'm never running out of food again. Back to the old farm on day 78, I expanded it so it could actually fit all the sugarcane I got. Also took the liberty of decorating the enchantment room some more. I think it looks pretty nice. And back to mining obsidian. We're kind of hitting the end of the 100 days here, so I need to find another fort, you know, as soon as possible, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get some more obsidian. Went AFK for a little bit and came back to these guys just staring at me while I was mining obsidian. I mean, they're not bothering me, so I guess I won't bother them. You know, surprisingly enough, it actually didn't take me that long to find another fort. Already had enough diamonds, but hey, I'll take more. Game is game. And I also started marking the areas I'd already been with netherrack. The one thing I hate about blazes is that they fly up out of your melee range, so you have to build a roof over them, like this, and it's just kind of annoying. I just don't like it. Also made sure to take some nether warts with me before I left. Made it back to my base on day 81 just to see that my sugarcane didn't grow at all, because they weren't in the spawn chunks. Also figured I'd upgrade my axe while I was at it, just because I had some extra diamonds from the nether fort. Spent day 82 and 83 sprucing up the outside of the base. It's not like this was super necessary to do, but there were a couple of things I for sure wanted to do before the 100 days was up, and this was one of them. You know, the only real hard part about actually building on the outside of the base is that I have to get at an angle to where I can actually, like, put the stuff where I need it to be. Ran out of logs, so I decided I'd make the Eyes of Ender that I would need in about 20 days, give or take. Now that I had the Eyes of Ender, I didn't have much else to do, so I figured I'd go ahead and find the Stronghold, just so I wasn't bustling at the last minute to try to find it. I also found a shipwreck. Not anything too important, just a nice little bonus. Sigh. I love trying to find the Stronghold. It's so fun. Found the Stronghold. Only took me about a day to find it, which isn't too bad, so pretty happy with this. I built a portal on top of where the Stronghold was. It was kind of in the ocean, so I had to make a little platform for it, but I wanted to be able to have easy transport to and from the Stronghold. Started heading back to my base day 85. Also found some gold from a new bastion I found. I won't say no to it. Just making my way back. Doing the do. Finally made an enchanted golden apple. It's really what I've been saving all my gold for, but I just never had enough until now. I started construction on a railroad that went straight to the Stronghold. Wanted some ease of access, and I figured this is a pretty convenient way to do it. You know, I don't know why I started building the railroad from my base instead of from the Stronghold, because it's a whole thing, but it would have been way easier if I just did it the other way around. Day 88, I started building from the Stronghold instead of from my base, and suffice to say, this was way easier than starting from my base. Case in point, I didn't have to build over anything. I already mined out a path from the Stronghold to my base portal, and that was just so much easier than trying to build a path. Started exploring the Stronghold on day 89. Wanted to make sure I actually knew where the portal was before I needed to. Yo, I don't mean to be that guy or ungrateful or anything, but this loot kinda sucks. Okay, see, now we're talking. Like, now you're speaking my language. And in just the span of a few minutes, I've totally invalidated all of the cows and horses I've killed for like 2 stacks of leather and all the sugarcane I got earlier. Let's go. I don't know, like, if the chest loot got mixed up between a library and a dungeon, because I think usually you don't find gunpowder and rotten flesh in a library chest, but oh my goodness, this loot is immaculate. Really just the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, like, I can't stop winning. I got lost trying to get out, so I just swam out. I'm sorry I'm not going through all the effort. I spent like 20 minutes trying to find the way out. Yeah, using the minecart. I think after being only the most anticipated part of the base for the entire playthrough, I finally put the bookshelves into the enchantment room. Sorry, just need to plug my achievement real quick. You know how it is. Overall, I got some pretty solid enchantments on my gear, I mean. Other than protection 4 on everything, I can't ask for much more. Also, you know I had to throw fortune on my brand new diamond pickaxe. I mean, given the 3 enchantments, fortune is easily the best one. Ended off day 91 by working on the outside of the base some more. Still wanted to finish it and it still wasn't done, so more work to do. Started day 92 by enchanting my bow. I don't use it a lot, but I still wanted to show some love to it. Pretty much all I did for the rest of day 92 was just work on the border of the base. Again, I mean it's day 92, I'm running out of stuff to do and I'm just finishing up quick builds and ideas that I had earlier. Guys, guess what I'm doing day 93? Go on, guess, I'll give you a second. Added some oak fences to tie in the supportive look of the border. I think it looks nice. Started day 94 by making an ender chest. I had some leftover eyes of ender and I had some obsidian, so figured I might as well. Only 94 days in and I finally tamed my first wolf. I mean, I never had any bones and I've never found any wolves at the same time, so. Also made a thing banner pattern. It's not much, but I think it's pretty cool, so I figured I'd make one. Started day 95 by digging for flint. I didn't actually have any and I wanted to make some more arrows for the dragon fight, so I went out of my way to get some. Maybe the more in-the-know players can tell me, but I genuinely have no idea how I was supposed to put a banner pattern on the banner with this. May or may not have caved in and just used the classic crafting for the banners. I'm sorry, this is just so much easier, like look at this. I also made some TNT. I mean, what else are you going to use gunpowder for? I don't have an elytra. I'm not going to. Started making some potions on day 97. Didn't have to make them, but I don't know, they're cool enough, so I made them. And just like that, on day 98, I had all the potions I wanted to use. And honestly, they're all pretty usable. They're not useless, but they're not super duper helpful. I think the most helpful one is probably strength. Day 99. Crazy how it's already here. Took the rest of day 99 to just chill out. I don't have enough time to do anything else, and I've done everything I wanted to. Just waiting for day 100. And in the blink of an eye, it's already day 100. Let's get the show on the road. Don't mind me, just plugging another achievement right here. I put the TNT to good use by blowing up the crystals instead of myself. Also came prepared with a ton of bottles for Dragon's Breath. Wanted to get as much as I could without respawning the dragon later if I came back. I know, it's gimmicky, just a little bit, but I like TNT, maybe more than the average Joe. It's literally the only reason right here why I got any usage out of the regen potion. Like, wouldn't have used it otherwise. And just like that, we did it. Beat the Ender Dragon. 100 days are done. There's nothing left for us to do. It's kinda crazy. You already know I had to take the dragon egg with me. I mean, come on now. Made it back to my base to end off day 100 and wrap up the 100 days. Yeah, that's crazy. We're really here and it's been 100 days. Crazy to think about.